Hello, beautiful people. Talking today about how to sing light language. I've noticed that a lot of people have been kind of curious about that. And how does that happen? Well, today I really want to fill you in and kind of demystify it a bit. The new age world can be kind of magical and mystical, and sometimes we think like we can never get there or someone else has to do it for us and things like that. Well, I really want to demystify this process because anyone can do light language if they desire, if they feel called to it. And it's not a mystical, magical thing. It's kind of it's your birthright connection to source energy, basically. So stay tuned, and I'm going to guide you into how you can sing light language. Hey, this is Rebecca. Thanks so much for joining in to learn how you can sing light language. No problem. So on this channel, we're remembering our greatness together. If you have curiosity about expanding consciousness, about remembering your greatness, wanting support on your awakening and ascension journey, please subscribe, click, and like the bell. So let's dive in. So light language. What I know light language to be is a language or sound frequencies that come through us directly from source. Now, I want to say source because that is my experience, but I'm going to talk about light language from other perspectives too. But light language is high frequencies coming from frequencies that are not like of this planet. They're of the light. They're of source. They're from a higher frequency. How do we connect with those? How do we let them come through? Now, the most important piece to learning how to sing light language is not even about singing. It's really about judgment. Okay, so if we can learn how to get judgment out of the way, we have more of a possibility of really bringing in those pure frequencies of light. And so there is a difference between judgment, discernment, and awareness. Okay. So when we're in these 3D bodies, living in this 3D form and structure, we are walking around with a lot of judgment, and a lot of us think we have to judge something to be able to guide our lives. That's not true. Awareness and discernment guides our lives. Judgment creates a box of limitation. So when you're talking about singing light language, we have to learn how to get out of the box of judgment and egoic tendency. Because if you are judging the quality of the sound, if you're judging yourself as you're singing or judging someone else as they're singing, you're not in light language. There is no judgment in the form and the frequencies of light language. To get out of judgment, which we all do. So this isn't a picking on anybody. We all learn how to be very judgmental in these 3D bodies. It's just the way it is. So now we have to unlearn it. And to unlearn it, when you catch yourself making a judgment or you catch someone else judging you, this is something you can do. It's a very easy tool. You just say to yourself, oh, interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Or interesting point of view. They have that point of view. What this does, it takes the wind out of the sail of judgment. So what's the difference between a judgment and a point of view, right? Well, judgment has kind of like a sticky, it's like a polarity. It's a sticking, it kind of sticks you like pokes you in your light body and stays there. Whereas just a point of view almost has a breezy feeling to it, that it would just breeze right through or by you. Okay, so points of view, just points of view, it doesn't really mean anything. Judgment it sticks you. It has more polarity, has more density to it. So the first thing you want to do if you are interested in singing light language is getting out of judgment. So use that tool, interesting point of view. I have that point of view, and use it for like weeks and weeks until you really feel you have a neutrality to you. That you're like, I'm in allowance of this person doing that, and I'm an allowance of how I sound. And because that is key. Because light language isn't about sounding pretty. It's not about, the pretty melody or anything like that. It's just about frequencies that are coming through the vehicle of your voice. And also through your body. So another thing with light language is you can just start spontaneously moving. And so that's another reason to get out of a judgment pattern, because your body is going to start moving, okay? And if you start to judge it, it's not going to come through purely, okay? And you can feel it. For those of us that are sensitive, you can feel when someone is moving in judgment or just moving with light. Okay, you can feel it, you can be aware of it. So the first step is to really manage and learn a different way than judgment. The second thing is learning about your voice. The second thing is learning how your vocal cords and all of that works. Okay. Now, if you know how the vocal cords work and the sounds you could make, that's great. But for example, I was singing at hospice once, and I started to sing kind of like an Indian raga thing that has never come through me before. And I just never, I didn't even know where to go with this. My voice was like, whoa, what are we doing? And so it's just nice when you're prepared a little bit more. Prepare your voice to receive any sound, okay? Really stretch open your range, go ba 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 ba, yee, and do tongue rolls and lip rolls, and really get the physical instrument ready to receive. So there's tons of videos about how to do that. I even have some on my channel too. It's just how to get a warm voice, how to learn about your different resonating chambers. So just learn about the instrument that the light's coming through is helpful. So that's number 2. So getting out of judgment, learning about your instrument. Number 3, this is really, really important. The unseen world is way more complicated on some levels than we might think. So I did say in the beginning that I want to demystify this. I want to demystify it and simplify it. Light language is of the light, and how I see that, it's of source. It's of primary source. It's from source that is at the 144th dimension. It's ultimate source, light. That's how I see it. Now, the thing is, guys, as light workers and activated light workers, there's other forces that want to be heard or want to kind of get you off track. Okay, they don't want source energy here because perhaps you would be giving something to someone that they don't want activated in someone, because honestly, it makes them too powerful. So if something is coming through that's not of the light, and sometimes it can fool you or pretend it's of the light. So you have to have discernment and awareness here. And the best way to do that, guys, is to just have intention, okay? This is what I do. If you want to give it a try. I'm connecting with myself at source at the 144th dimension. Through me, by me, as me. Nothing else. And then you just create this kind of like wormhole to that, and you just let everything else go. Once you've made that connection, just ask for the deemed appropriate protection around you while you are doing the singing, because things can other frequencies, entities can try to hijack the experience. So make yourself a really clear connection, which already starts here because we have a particle of that source energy right here, and you're fully connecting in with it. Putting you can put a bubble around you, you can put a dodecahedron, just imagine it around you, and or whatever protection is best. But you kind of put an energetic protection while you're doing this light language, and you make your sovereign connection to source. And from there, you sing. From there, you sit in stillness, and you have the intention to sing out the language of light from source. And sometimes you may have to, and especially in the beginning, you may just have to sit there for a little while, sit in stillness until you feel moved to do it. And all of a sudden, it might just start with a tone. It might start with some kind of like sounds that are unfamiliar to you. It may take you in lots of different strange places, or it might just keep you on one note. Okay, it's of light and it's of source. For me, I notice for me, it's usually just tones. It's usually just pure tones. You want to be careful in this day and age because it's the Great Awakening, and there are certain unseen forces that don't want people to wake up. So they'll try to sabotage that. And frequencies are just a rate of vibration, and that can come through your voice. Any rate of vibration, frequency, can come through your voice with intention. And so we really have to see where our intention is, where other unseen intentions are. And we have to keep those intentions at bay, keep ours at the forefront of the focus. And the biggest thing is to just get a judgment and just roll with it, get into flow. So I definitely recommend meditation and stillness before you go into light language. Now, the thing is, guys, it's kind of like a bridge that's created. The more you meditate and get into stillness and connect with source and sing this out, the more you practice this, the more you kind of just become it. And you eventually will be able to just do it like right off the cuff. For a while, when you're first being with this and you're first doing it, it's kind of like you're building the bridge. So make sure you're sitting in a silent meditation, being still. Make sure you're physically taking your ego. You can even do a little ritual here. Take your ego and put it over here. Now, if any judgment comes up, just interesting point of view, and just warm up your voice. Singing a few scales, rolling your lips, rolling your tongue, and then sitting in stillness and waiting for it to come through. So I'll give a little example today. I'll run through all the steps that I just gave, and I'll give a little example. And I wish you the best with this process, because it's singing of the light has been such a gift in my life, and for myself, and to give out. It's just powerful. So I'll give it a little example. And before I do, I just want to, this is my little mobile recording studio. So right after this video, I'm going to be recording a long light language video on abundance. So it's going to be a whole abundance and prosperity while you sleep. So attract abundance and prosperity through light language as you sleep. So be sure to tune into that one after this one. So, all right. So let's go through all the steps. So first I tune in. Okay. Any judgments I have about my voice, interesting point of view. That's all. Okay. Just tune into any judgments that come up. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Okay. Then I'm going to warm up my voice. Ba 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 ba. Ooh ee ooh ee ooh ee ah ah. Okay, warming up all the body parts. There's tons of stuff you can do. All right, and then Then we're going to do our tune in and our intentions. I'm tuning in. I'm connecting at source at the 144th dimension, through me, by me, for me. Everything else leaves. I'm going to put myself in a dodecahedron for some energetic protection. Sealed in gold, all is well. Only the highest light can come through. And then I sit in stillness and meditation. And I just wait for the movement, literal movement of the frequency to move me and sing me. It feels really, really good as you're letting this frequency build up in your body. We can't sustain that frequency, but we can let it run through us, and that's what's happening with the singing. We can't sustain those in these 3D bodies, but we can move it on out, move it through, okay? And just being washed and bathed in that just feels so good, so good. So I encourage you to try these steps. I encourage you to sing the light language through you. It is such a gift to your body and to just the world, and just giving that light out through you. And it's a sensation of being sung and flying, if you will. It's just, It's so beautiful, and I hope you practice this, and because it feels so good. I would love to have everyone feel this. So, beautiful people, give this a try. Stay with it. Keep following these steps. It's simple, and the more you practice it, the more you become it, the more you just feel more and more of that flow. And it's not like you arrive at it, you just keep becoming. You keep becoming it, you keep being sung. And the more you do it, the more you expand with the process. So stay with it, beautiful people. If you have any questions, please let me know. Give these steps a try. Let me know in the comments how this worked for you. And I wish you all the best with this. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thanks for being part of this high vibe tribe. Be sure to subscribe, like, and hit that bell. And I'll see you another time. Namaste.